It's Thursday the 18th. I have a headache from hell. Not a migraine, hopefully, but a headache. I think I just didn't drink enough water yesterday. When you pair that with pumping and breastfeeding, I'm just diluting my body of water on top of the fact that I'm on a diuretic. So I probably just needed to drink more fluids. That's on me, my bad. I am going to check my water bottle at some point and then probably have a body armor. I think it'll help. Body armors are great. The problem is that I just chug them super fast. And I could get the big ones at H-E-B, but they cost more, like an obscene amount more, and so, yeah. Also, we have a photo shoot in July of us in the house and the baby and stuff. I'm gonna take a weekend where I just like clean everything. But I need to figure out outfits, and I need to figure them out very quickly because we're running out of time. And I would like to, I need to figure out outfits. So I'm gonna email the photographer. One, let her know this is, we actually have a schedule and a routine now for the most part. This is what it looks like. You know, so that she can determine when she wants to come. She's a family photographer, so like, that's easy. Then I need to, because he was 2 months old when I planned this, that's crazy. Then I need to send her photos of the outfits. I think for him, he has this little cotton romper situation that is absolutely precious. It's blue, like kind of a neutral blue, because she said that we should go for more like natural colors, not neutral necessarily, but natural colors. He also has a pair of green gosh overalls that we can pair with a white onesie instead of, because normally I put him in, he's like this Lion King onesie that, okay, listen, a lot of babies wear just onesies for the first like 6 months of their life, maybe longer, and that's cool and that's fine, and I have nothing to say about that. Frankly, nothing to say about it. I don't mean that like in a bitchy way. I go off. I make it a point to get dressed every morning. It is important to me to get dressed every morning. I make it a point that the baby gets dressed every morning. He now knows that this is the morning routine. We get up, we get dressed. For some reason, when I see just the onesie, I think it's pajamas. My brain is like, those are pajamas, or you're sick and you don't feel good, and so that's why you're in just the onesie. Because there have been times where he's in just the onesie. After a procedure he had done a while back, he was just in a onesie a lot of the time. After he had his vaccines and he had his first fever, which hurt my feelings, he was in a onesie a lot of the time after that. Or not a lot, but like for those 2 days he was in the onesie. So like, we do onesies when he's sick or when he's had something done. Otherwise we do a lot of rompers. So we're not doing whole outfits. We're doing a lot of rompers, which is like a onesie, but with shorts. I don't know why it's different in my head. This is just me personally. Even my mom and dad were like, I mean, that's a good precedent to have, that like your kid knows that when he gets up for the day, he gets dressed for the day. I was like, yeah, because I get up and I get dressed for the day immediately. I don't walk out of the bedroom in my pajamas almost ever. Sometimes I'll throw a robe on and do some stuff in the kitchen, but then I go back and I get dressed. That's what I do. We also don't sit around undressed in our home. But that's a modesty, religious trauma thing. Anyway, outfits. So, he's a lot of them. Green romper, green overalls, white shirt, possible. He also has a green gingham romper that's so cute, but also sometimes it makes him look a little bit like a girl. And I didn't know I would have really strong feelings about that, but until he can tell us his gender identity, I want people to know that he's a boy. But I also don't want to like dress him in like overt boy things, like monster trucks and shit. Although I think some of those things are fun because I like those things. You see what I'm saying? So I need to send her pictures of that stuff. And then we're probably gonna have to go to Target not Target, but like Walmart or some store, to get Aiden a shirt, because he has this really nice green shirt, a nice green long sleeve shirt that I think looks so good on him, and it would work well for the like color scheme, but it's long sleeve and we might do some things outside. So, and he's gonna wear pants apparently. So, and then I would like to get a pair of overalls. I need to have 3 outfit choices because I don't know how I'm gonna feel postpartum that day. So 3 or 4 outfit choices that I'm gonna give to her. So I want to get a pair of overalls that fit me because mine don't fit anymore. That's just something I was gonna get in general. And then I can wear like this underneath it, which feels very me, not very neutral, but very me. Then Bella has, when I eloped, I wore a dress from Bella's closet, which Bella then gave me. Bella has the matching skirt and top. And the skirt I can make work with a lot of different tops that I have. The top I can make work with a lot of different bottoms that I have. And she kept them when she was doing the closet clean out to see if I wanted them because they match my, what is now my wedding dress. So she's gonna bring those that weekend and I'll try those on. And it would be kind of cute because when Aiden and I had professional photos done, maybe editing, you'll put them here, I wore my elopement dress for those photos. The funny thing is, the other dress I'm thinking about batting around is the other dress I wore to that photo shoot because it is one of the only other dresses I feel good in right now. So that skirt and top, overalls outfit, the green dress I'm talking about, and then maybe I have a blue top that I got from when I did all the Kindred Bravely stuff that's very cute and loose and neutral colors. Blue looks really good on me. If the baby is in kind of a blue color, cool, but then Aiden is in like green and he doesn't match, so like there's that too. But the blue is like a nice neutral, and then I can wear it with either a denim skirt, I've got to try this on, a denim skirt, or that white skirt that Bella's gonna bring me. I would have to try that on, and Bella's coming literally the weekend before the photo shoot, so not a lot of time there for outfit planning. Or jeans, but I don't really own jeans that fit me comfortably right now, like real jeans. I wear a lot of the baggy Gap jeans, but that's it. I don't know. I'm thinking really hard about this. But yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna go. I gotta get work stuff ready because like I overslept, and then the baby woke up too early. And if he gets up at 6, my whole day is fucked, meeting wise. So like he has to sleep in a little bit. He has to sleep until at minimum 7:30, and so I just didn't want my whole day fucked. So I like, he wouldn't go back to sleep for Aiden, so I got up and I fed him, and yeah, so that's where we're at. Okay, I'm gonna go because I got some shit to do. I'll talk to you guys later. Getting's fine. Here are 2 birds, 1 stone singing so that I can get ready. Of course, the thing's falling, which, sure, let's lift you guys a little bit higher. Crazy angle. Anyway, I know the audio in here is always trash. We're 2 birds, 1 stone it because, surprise, they called me on Friday and we were able to schedule my son's ultrasound for today. However, it is in Austin, which is like, could be a 30-minute drive, could be an hour-and-a-half drive. So we've got to like plan for that. And then I had to like message everybody at work last night and say, hey, I should have done it on Friday, but Friday everybody had off, which is why you guys didn't get an update on Friday, because everybody had off, including me. But I messaged them, well, my boss, the only other person on my team, I was like, hey, sorry for the late night message, but, you know, we were able to schedule my son's ultrasound, and it's 9 a.m., 10 a.m., I don't know, tomorrow morning, which will be today. So it's 6 a.m. and I am, give me 2 seconds to stop having a hot tool in my hand. I will move him. It will be less than 2 seconds to you guys. Maybe. Okay, I know you think this changing pad is for you, but frankly, it's not. I don't remember what I got on Friday. My brain is, or Thursday, my brain is so scrambled from this whole ultrasound thing. I don't think I even told you what I planned on reading though. I think I was just like talking, so whatever. Over the weekend, well, I just finished Inkpot Gods, which ended up being a 5-star read, and Sean McGuire is insane, and that's all I can say about that. I'm waiting for Ozzy's husband to be in a place to talk about it with me because he's the only one who's like caught up to all of them currently, and I hate to talk about it. So yeah. Then I also finished over the weekend Savage Blooms, and I really liked it. S.T. Gibson writes smut in a way that I find consumable, and you guys probably know I'm pretty picky about that stuff. So that's good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting. I think the only reason that I didn't give it 5 stars, frankly, is the sudden haha, we're having a sequel. Like, it was just like a sudden, okay, the book is done. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that kind of thing. I should have another one this size, and I don't. You guys know that kind of thing just irritates the living shit out of me. So, there's that. But other than that, I did really enjoy it. I just wish we hadn't ended on this like weird cliffhanger all of a sudden that just didn't feel aligned with the rest of the book. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So then, I started dumping Fairy Godmother's Bargain. Whatever. I didn't even put it here. It's a sequel to a book I really enjoyed. I'm having a hard time like getting into it though. I literally only got like 10% in. My goal today is to get 25% in. I'll probably do that in the car. But yeah, I was kind of struggling with it. I don't know. Then I started Your Face Belongs to Us. So we can talk about it, because at this point I probably will have loosely mentioned the theme for Clear Your Shit this year, because usually by now, by the mini readathon, end of the mini readathon, I will have talked about the theme at the very least. And that theme is artificial intelligence, which the readathon name for this year is Artificial Idiocy. I am having a hard time picking the side quest book. So what I think I'm actually going to end up doing, I've never done this before, is recommend people read nonfiction about a topic, which would be AI in this instance. And I am either going to specify a book or list some recommendations. I think the listing of recommendations would probably be the easiest option, but again, I am losing some of my hair. I am having postpartum hair loss, which sucks. It's hard for me mentally. I've never had that problem. I've had a chemical hair from bleach making my hair fall out, but I've had that's not true. I had hair loss when Aiden initially left. I had stress-induced alopecia on my, like, behind my ear, which was fun, funky, fresh, and new. Never had that happen before. So yeah, I didn't know what to do with that. Doing the rollers in the hopes that my hair lasts a little bit longer, and by that I mean through to like tomorrow, because I would like to try to film a couple things tomorrow, if possible. Oh, but I was talking about, I started Your Face Belongs to Us, which is an expose about ClearView, which is an AI thing that basically scours the internet for pictures of you, so that government entities can use your face to find you. No stress, no pressure, no stress. Yeah, so I started that. I only got like through the prologue because it was quite long, but I'm really excited about reading that. And then another one I'm going to read is, I don't remember, Editing Me can put it in here. I don't remember what it's called. But I'm going to be reading that too. I don't know about if I'm going to read it this month or if it's going to be moved to next month, but yeah, I'm going to be reading some of these. higher priority than normal for my random add-ins to my reads because I want to make sure I have good recommendations I genuinely would stand by. Yeah, then that's everything I read. I didn't get any crocheting done. Shocker. The weekend was good. Like I said, I got reading done, which I usually don't get as much reading done as I did, so I was pretty impressed by that. My son is like having nightmares or something, so so I wasn't doing very good about getting him his vitamin D supplement. Breastfed babies need to have vitamin D supplements because he doesn't have formula, which has vitamin D in it. I wasn't doing very good about getting to him, and it was important. We're doing this whole like ultrasound thing to make sure his head is fine, so I was like, I should probably make sure the rest of his bones are cool too, right? So, hold. Then, I started getting him a supplement as like his last bottle before bed because generally I breastfeed a lot of the day if he's not refusing, and he always finishes his last bottle of the day, like always without fail, drinks the whole thing. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the one consistent one, but he does. So I was like, so that's what he's been doing, and that's what I've been like, great, he's taking the whole vitamin D. It is tearing his stomach up, so he's like super gassy, and it's hurting him. It's causing him physical pain. So he wasn't even sleeping well last night because I'm giving him this vitamin D 3 days in a row, and he's spitting up more, and he's hurting more, and he was up every like hour and a half to 2 hours. Like right now, I know for a fact he is laying on my husband to sleep because he's like waking up crying and has to be soothed back to sleep, like crying in his sleep. Like he's not waking up, he's crying in his sleep, needs to be soothed. Which is devastating and painful for everybody involved. And last night I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I was like, I will supplement the shit out of myself in order to give him enough vitamin D because I'm not doing this anymore. So I did a lot of research on that last night, middle of the night. And I think between my prenatal, which has vitamin D in it, and the additional vitamin D I'm taking on top of it, I just need to double up on that. So I'm taking 1,000 IUI, and then whatever, so the prenatal too, and that should give him enough. The other thing with like iron and vitamin D is that most babies end up with like enough throughout the womb if they are full term. He's not full term, so again, the breast milk not formula. This update is long because I'm doing my hair at the same time. By the time I edit it down, it won't be. But I'm gonna go get a little bit of work done before we gotta go. So, which will be like in an hour. So I'm gonna go do those things. Talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye. Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday, 23rd. How we doing, gang? I'm fucking exhausted. My son simply not sleeping. He did really good at the ultrasound though. There was a brain in there. That's crazy. I listen, when you hear ultrasound for a brain, it's kind of like, sorry, we're game planning. He was up every hour and a half to 2 hours. The longest stretch was about 2.5 hours. That's how last night went. But to be fair, he didn't eat very well during the day because of the whole ultrasound thing and being in the car, because you can't feed him in the car. It's not safe. So that was tough. We have a very long trip in July to go to somewhere that's like, I think 3 hours away. Let me see what my mom said, because I need to like mentally plan this a little bit. 11:30, 12:30, 12:30, 1:30. Yeah. Hoping that it's a 2-hour car ride. He's never been in the car that long. He's been in the car for almost an hour though. So hoping that he sleeps somewhere in there for that trip. We should be able to figure that out. Anyway, sorry. Let's talk about reading. Oh no. Let me talk about the ultrasound thing and then we'll talk about reading. When you hear about a brain scan, you don't think about, or about an ultrasound, you don't think that they could actually be able to see your brain. They can't if you're an adult. If you're a baby and you still have your soft spot right here, then they can, which is wild. They also usually like to, there's another soft spot back here, back near the ear, but his is already closed. I think that he's gonna be fine. But you know, I don't know, we'll find out in 2 to 3 business days. I'm an anxious mess. Luckily I have therapy next week. Today I need to email my photographer about the photo shoot on Wednesday, next Wednesday, to talk about like clothing and things and schedule and things. And then I need to, I also need to try on some outfits and take some photos in them and see what she has to say about that. And then I need to, and I don't know what's gonna happen today, and I need to later, like Cotter's gonna have to get groomed, and my mom and Ozzy are coming on Sunday so that I can deep clean the house. Bella was supposed to come, but she had to cancel because she's got a whole lot going on. Totally okay. Like, you're at a point in our lives where I'm like, Bessie, we have shit going on all the time, it's fine. And also if you were like, I just don't want to, that also would have been fine. Like, that's where I'm at with that. But, yeah, all of those things going on. Let's talk about reading real quick. Yesterday I did not get 50% into the Buffalo Hunter, which was my plan. The reason for that is I had 8,000 calls when I got back from being out for 3 hours. There was a whole lot going on. It was not a very good day. It was a whole thing. And I fully worked and was invested in my job the full time since I got back home, which there are days where my job is like there is always something to do, so I am always doing something, but my involvement level is like how much my brain is involved changes. Yesterday was a fully brain involved day, which on the end of being like kind of primary and solo parenting for 3 or 4 days, I was so burnt out. And then he didn't sleep last night, so I am but Ozzy's coming over today, so it's gonna be fine. So anyway, I did not finish Buffalo Hunter or get 50% in, but I did get 30-something% into it, and I am enjoying it. It's kind of interesting. Stephen Graham Jones is so hit or miss for me, and historical horror is like also very hit or miss for me. Sorry if you can hear the baby. He's crying and upset because he's hungry. Right, historical horror also hit or miss for me, so there's that. I did get 25% into How to Survive a Fairy Bargain. I'm enjoying that. Now that I have gotten a little bit into it, I am actually enjoying it. And then I got about 10% into Your Face Belongs to Us, which is the non-fiction AI book. I kind of want to throw everything away and just read this or listen to it. I really am enjoying it. Also, side note, as someone who tracks their reading in percentages, and like my books show me the footnotes, right? And sorry about my vacuum cleaner and all of the noises in the background, such as like, I'll be back when it's done doing that. The percentages are always so funky because of the like extended amounts of notes sections. So like I hopped all the way to the acknowledgements to see like at what percentage in this book does the acknowledgements and the notes and the references start, because it's a nonfiction book. 46%. The rest, like over 50% of this book is just references and that kind of thing, which is fine. I'm glad that they have those things. It's important. It's very important to have them. I ain't looking at them. So, dang it, made my finger bleed. I ain't looking at them. So I will just not. I just won't be reading those, which means that while it says I'm like 6% in or something, I'm probably 10% in or higher. When I'm at 13% in, I'm going to be 25%-ish. Yeah, anyway. So there's that. The reading plan for today, I want to finish the Buffalo Hunter's Hunter. This is a vampire book. It feels like it's a vampire book or a cannibalism book, and I'm really not totally sure what's happening. I want to finish that. I want to get 50% into How to Survive a Fairy Bargain. I would like to get 25 to 50% into Your Face Belongs to Us. That is the reading plan for today. crochet plan before everybody wakes up and my body is taken over and does not belong to me anymore for the day. That sounds very dramatic. I want to sew the crochet blocks onto my blanket. Then I need to send those emails I talked about. I have a lot of work I need to get done. And I probably should text my therapist and say, hey, I don't want to forget this. We had to put a hospital bracelet on my son, and it was very triggering for me, and I have been anxious the whole time. It's really conflicting, right? Because how inherently, if your child's brain needs to be scanned, I think a level of anxiety, very normal, very normal. I'm a little bit grateful that this is happening now instead of when I was super freshly postpartum. Twofold on that. Grateful for it because I have had therapy for my PTSD, the brain spotting therapy, which really helped in tremendous ways, and I think I would not be handling this well. I'm not handling it great, but I wouldn't be handling it as well as I currently am. Like, I'm kind of off and on having panic attacks, but also I have panic attack disorder and have my whole life, so like, or since I was like 5, so like. But also, I wish it happened earlier because one, there'd be more soft spots to scan, and two, if they find that there's more fluid than they expect, he will likely have to have an MRI. An MRI for someone under 6 months is generally, you feed them, nurse or feed or whatever them, wrap them up, and then they go to sleep. They put ear protection on them, whatever, then they go to sleep because you should be still in an MRI. We are at an age currently where, one, the baby does not generally eat to sleep except at night, and he does know the difference between the daytime and the nighttime. In those early newborn trenches, they don't fucking know. They don't understand day and nighttime, and they don't give a fuck about it either. They eat and they sleep and they poop, and then they eat and they sleep and they poop, and that's and you have like 5 full minutes to do tummy time. It would have been easier if we have to have an MRI if he was younger. If we can't get him to feed and then sleep, and this is not super urgent or doesn't seem super urgent, then we can wait until he's 6 months, and then they have to do sedation. And I don't know how I feel about that. If anybody, by the time this comes out, I will know about things going on, probably, hopefully. But if anybody has any experience with these things, I would love to hear it. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna work on some crochet shit and edit and read and all the things. Okay, love you, bye. Wednesday, the 24th. First off, I don't want anybody to go, Andy, I'm pretty sure you've worn the same shirt every update this part of the week. And the answer is I have, but the reason is because I get dressed in the dark in the morning. I like, also sorry about the vacuum, I like throw this on and whatever pants I'm gonna wear for the day, unless I've picked out my outfit. If I've picked out my outfit, great. Half the time I haven't. And then I kind of like, here we talk, whatever. Then when my son wakes up for the day, I go change shirts. Because I wear him to nap. This would be too long for him. But I find it very comfy, so that's what I wear. It's almost like my transitional pajamas. Like I have my pajamas I sleep in and then my transitional clothing to get me riled up for the day. Anyway, yesterday I finished Buffalo Hunter x Hunter. Listen, I liked it. I did, actually. More than I expected. I thought it was very interesting. I thought its example of, I want to say vampirism, kind of. It's vampirism. Was interesting. It was a very unique version of the tale, or at least a version of the tale I had not heard. And by of the tale, I mean a version of the beasts I hadn't heard of. The ending was rough. But listen, historical books are just not my shtick. And that's it. That's literally my only complaint, is that I just don't love historical books. I'm sorry. Genuinely. So there's that. I also got 50% into How to Survive a Fairy Bargain. I'm very much enjoying that book. I think it is fun. This plot line is that she's secretly been a princess and just didn't know this whole time. Sure. But someone's still trying to murder her. Sure. Crazy. Wild. I love our main character. She's a bitch. And as a coping mechanism and mood, honestly. I also got 25% into Your Face Belongs to Us, which is the AI book. It is very interesting. It also is started, like it gave us some information about the key players, but then it went back and was like, also here is kind of the history of eugenics and trying to use people's faces to determine if they are likely to commit a crime or not, etc. I thought that was really interesting and I liked that a lot. So yeah, the reading plan today, and yesterday I also started Mr. Tender's Girl by Carter Wilson. I am not as invested in this one as I was the first book that I read from this author. This is not a series or anything, but I'm not as invested as I was the first book, but I am still enjoying it. I'm on a little bit of the edge of my seat now. I think it's interesting. I'm almost 50% in. So yeah, the reading plan today is to get 100% into Mr. Tender's Girl. I would like to get 75% into How to Survive a Fairy Bargain, and then 50% into Your Face Belongs to Us. I don't know if that's what I'm going to manage to do. I also kind of am tempted to finish How to Survive a Fairy Bargain, because it's not super long, and I can just like be done with it, and then, you know, I don't know. But that is what I'm thinking. Crochet wise, I managed to get most of the necessary rows sewn on. Is this the, yeah, sewn on. I also went ahead and tightened and closed up, yeah, the centers. So I just need to do some cleanup. I need to, like I said, I think the other day, I don't know, I need to make 2 nonfictions and 2 fantasies, maybe 3 fantasies, I'm sure. So I might try to do that today. What do I have going on today? Yeah, I might try to do that today. because when I wear my son now, there's a third piece to the wrap that I wear him in for naps, and it covers his feet. So I can do a little bit more crochet now. The tricky thing is that like bending down is difficult, so if I have my yarn situated before I have him for a nap, it's a lot easier. So, yeah, I also picked out his outfits for the photo shoot. I picked out my outfits for the photo shoot. I need to send those pictures of my outfits to my photographer to see what she thinks, because I have 2 outfits. Maybe editing me will put them here. I have 2 outfits I'm not super sure about. One of them is the dress that she's photographed me in before, and also that I eloped in, and then the other is a pair of overalls and this cute little blue top that I got from Kindred Bravely, which also they had a sale, and so I ordered 2 more of those tank tops, so I'm very excited about it. But they ship with Uni, and I fucking hate Uni. They are a terrible shipping company, and so I really wish they were not tracking through Uni. But anyway, because like if you go to the actual Uni website, they're like, the label was made, we don't know where it is though. But Kindred Bravely is like, it's on its way to the thing. I'm like, well, what's the... Okay. Anyway, so yeah, photos, stuff that was picked out. Photographer emailed, kind of game plan gone on over with Ozzy. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I did pick 2 more books out of the book jar for next month because I'm insane, and so I've planned my reading out that far. Don't talk to me about it. And so we got The Last House on Needless Street, and we got The Bridge Kingdom. So we'll see. I'm thinking about saving these cards for my actual book club, and putting some of the books that we've chosen, but like we usually vote on, and doing a pick. I think that could be fun. I don't know if they'd be down, but I think it could be fun. So stay tuned. We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye. My son heard that I got a lot of sleep last night, and he said, we can't have that. Anyway, last night isn't the night before. So, what am I again? Tired. You're sliding. I don't know. Look at this cute Winnie the Pooh shirt. The art. Well, it's a pajama set, but I'm wearing the shirt. It's a shirt, so they can fight me. Hi. It's Thursday, which means I'm closing up the vlog. It's the 25th. I finished everything that I was reading, which is cool. So I finished the Fairy Bargain book. I finished, and let me talk about it. Sorry. I finished the Fairy Bargain book, and I really enjoyed it. The ending was very sweet. I would sell my soul to Albie, the goblin guy. He's perfect, and I love him so much. The ending, so like the main book was not romantic, which is great, but then had a sweet little romantic ending, which I wasn't mad about. I thought that was sweet, and I thought it was a nice resolution to the first book. So, a very simple, very cozy read. Great. I also finished Mr. Tender's Girl, 4-star read, not as good as Tell Me What You Did, but still pretty good. The twists and turns were a crazy ride. Yeah, crazy time. Very interesting. Not what I expected by any means. And also the crime involved is giving the Slender Man murder or attempted murder. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That's what it gives. That's what it's giving. Then I also this morning finished Your Face Belongs to Us from Kashmir Hill, which was the first of the AI books. I am reading to try and decide on some things for CLEARURSHT. Super interesting. I hate it here. That's really where I'm at with it, though. I hate it here, but it was super interesting and incredibly well written. Yeah, I loved it. So I think that's it, though. Yeah, crochet wise, I got all the blocks done. I just need to sew them on now. all the rest of them. I think I got all of them done. Hold on, I may be missing one. Yeah, I'm missing one. But I got the rest of them done, and then I'm gonna need to sew them on. I planned that out. I printed a new copy of my planner for that. Yeah, and once I get everything sewn on, I can film the B-roll of it and do some measuring for the book blanket video. I also got some of the script written for the mid-year wrap-up and for my actual wrap-up. So yeah, once I finish all the books I'm currently reading for June, I will go ahead and get filming on those things. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys next week. I hope you had a great time. If you didn't, it's my life, so you can assume that I didn't either. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Take a nap for me. Bye.